Hello, schoolers, and welcome to School News. Time for the docket.
Good. Okay. A new feature, very high impact feature, Ka-ching push notifications.
Yes.
So now what happens is if you have the latest app version and you have push notifications turned on and someone buys from you, it goes ka-ching and it shows you how much money you made from what person.
Yes.
And if you click on the notification, it takes you to their profile. So yeah, you can try that out if you want. I've got my push notifications turned on right now.
Ooh.
We'll see if I'm lucky. Maybe not. We'll see how we go. And we're still working on some big things like native video and unified payments. But these are coming along. They're almost ready. And we figured we'd show you what's on the roadmap. We asked for some feedback last episode. We're like, what do you guys want to see? And you guys said you want to feel a part of it and what we're actually working on. So we're not going to show like too much because we like to keep a lot of stuff secret. Ooh.
Ka-ching.
I don't know if you could hear that because we've these microphones are kind of like noise cancelling in a way.
Who was it?
This was Matt Burns. He
Burns.
just gave me $1.
Oof, you're rich.
Oh. There's William Renner gave me $1.
Hey.
It's coming through now.
It's going crazy. You can retire.
$2.
It's time to retire.
With 2.9% transaction fee.
Yep.
Anyway, so what's in progress? These two things.
Okay, turn that off.
See, if you want to get nothing done and just listen to this all day. All right, I turned it on silent now so I can actually focus. That's enough of that. So in progress, native video hosting, unified payments. We should be done with this one like by the end of this month. And then this one will ship realistically probably towards the end of June.
Nice.
Because this is a big one.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. And you'll see why when we ship it. It's like really good. Yeah.
It's going to be sick.
And then up next, what are we going to do after we ship these things? Well, native live streaming is immediately after native video hosting. We were just thinking like, we want to build a complete product where you can do everything on Skool,
yep.
Right? Well, what's missing? Videos and live streaming. So soon, and I expect us to get something out, some native video in June, and if everything goes well, native live streaming in July, which is two massive things.
That would be amazing. Is live streaming like calls in groups?
Yeah.
So
it'd replace Zoom or Google Meet.
Let's go.
I think that's what most people are using.
Yeah.
You could still use Zoom or Google Meet if you want, but the benefits of this would be you don't have to create a separate link. You just create a calendar event and it works, right?
So good.
And so creating events is super easy. Then the only people who can attend those events are members of your group. So there's no sharing links around so that random people get in or they access afterwards.
True.
And then everyone's name is exactly as it is on Skool, on the call, attendance tracking, things like that, right?
That's very cool.
And then just no extra app for your users or your creators. It just works. And I think, the real ultimate value of this feature is as soon as you're done with it, it's instantly a recording.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So these two work well together.
Yeah. At the moment, you do a call, you have to download the file, upload it to somewhere else, then get the link and put it into Skool. So it's all.
Yep. So these two work very well together, native live streaming and native video hosting.
Let's go.
So yeah, June, July, all going well. Then we're working on a secret project. The thing, why we don't share the roadmap with you, like as much as, I don't know, some other companies do. But, not all companies actually share their roadmap. Like Apple isn't sharing their roadmap.
Yeah.
Gaming companies aren't sharing their roadmap because some things are best kept a surprise.
100%.
Right? but these are kind of obvious. So we're like, okay, these aren't really a secret.
Yep.
But the secret project is a secret. And there was always secret projects going on. Apple and Google Pay, clearly this is a win. Everyone's conversion rate on their about pages will go up instantly overnight without doing anything.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Yes. And unified payments helps with that, right? So all features are linked. It's like you can't just do that without that. That's why sometimes that seems like it's taking a long time for not much benefit, but unified payments unlocks Apple and Google Pay. Yeah,
this is a lot of lower level infrastructure. And then once you build that, you can do a lot of other things on top.
Yep.
Then subscription courses. So this is an interesting one. Like and I even saw some posts recently, like earlier today or yesterday, this whole debate about free and paid.
Yep.
Should you have a free group and a paid group?
Yep.
Or should you just have a free group or just a paid group?
Yep.
Or should you have a free and paid group, which isn't even really possible on Skool right now?
Yep.
And obviously that answer depends, right? But I do think what most people probably want is a freemium group. So, your group could be free.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people get inside, they can buy access to like calls and content. So kind of like a tier, like free, and then they come in and then there's a paid tier, right?
Yep.
But I also know that some people want multiple paid tiers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what I don't like about that is that very quickly things get messy.
Yes.
You've got like all of these different tiers. But the beauty of using courses for that is that you can have like infinite tiers without me suffering infinite mess, right? So, you could make a group free but have a subscription course.
Yep.
And then you can link calendar events to that course, right?
So good.
But then you could have like 20 tiers if you want. If you're a psycho and you want to do all of that, well, yeah, you could. So we think the best way to go about free and paid in the same group is subscription courses.
Yes.
But we're curious to see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah. Yeah, curious to hear thoughts. There's been a lot of questions around what's the best model, and this could be a cool use case.
Yeah, and I think, why do I think for most people freemium is the best? Well, on average, free groups conversion rates 20%.
Yep.
On average, paid groups conversion rates 4%.
Yes.
So if you want to get more members and have a higher conversion rate, you make it free.
Mm-hmm.
But then everyone wants to make money too.
Yes.
So then you can have both, right? Also, if you're a smaller creator and you only have 100 members and 3 are paid, having like 97 members in one group and 3 in another is kind of sad.
Yeah.
You want to there's some synergy to having the paid and free together.
Yeah. And often your best members, if they upgrade to the paid group, then they're no longer in the free group.
Yeah, the engagement dies. Yeah.
And having them all in the same group means that the paid people can talk to the free people and often upsell them throughout the process.
And seeing that content's there, that they can get it, and seeing those calendar events are on the calendar, and seeing the other members that are in that paid tier, I think that creates more like synergy for people upgrading from free to paid.
Yep.
But, obviously this is different depending on like how much traffic you've got and how big your community is.
Yeah.
If you have like major products, it still makes sense to separate groups.
Yes.
Like your free group might have 100,000 in it. One paid one might have 5,000 and the other paid one might have a few hundred.
Yep.
That still makes sense to break it into 3 groups.
Yep.
But at least with this feature, you kind of have flexibility to, you have, for most people that are small, you can just have one group.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what's in progress. That's what's coming up next. Yeah. And these things, we work on things like in parallel. So these 2 things are being worked on at once. And then, multiple things here will be worked on at once. Yeah. So that's the roadmap. And we're only sharing a little bit ahead, not the full roadmap, because, we got to keep things mysterious. Now, last week when we asked for feedback, you guys said spotlighting cool communities and what they're doing is useful.
Yep.
So we've got one today, KubeCraft. So here it is.
This one's super cool. It's by Misha van der Berg. and it's a DevOps community, which is a type of career, right? A type of engineering career.
Yes. So DevOps, it's like cybersecurity in a way. We had that good cybersecurity one. DevOps is another area of tech. You can work in cybersecurity, you can work in DevOps, you can be a software engineer, but they're all somewhat related, but different areas of focus. And what's interesting, we have seen a trend here. So this niche is DevOps, but I put in brackets here careers, because tech is a great place to have a career. It pays really well. It's growing really fast, right? A lot of people want to get into tech, and then they want to get a job, or once they've got a job, they want to increase their skill, get promotions, get a pay rise, etc.
Yep.
So, we've seen this as a trend. If you make a job, if you make a group around getting a job in a particular career or advancing your career, it works really well.
They crush.
Yeah, because more people have jobs than start businesses. And the most popular income method for people is having a job.
Yes,
So teaching people how to get a job or how to get a raise is it always works really well.
Yep. And we used to have on our categories and Discovery a category called careers, both for Discovery and Skool games, because there was a lot of groups around improving your career, getting better at your career, getting new jobs. They work so well.
Yeah. And a little bit about his about page. Awesome artwork, cool name, cool URL, simple here, join, follow our proven system, land and scale your career, little video. This is always common.
Yeah.
Screenshots from the inside. Show people what it's like on the inside, on the outside.
Inside out strategy.
Oh, this is a cool stat.
Clever.
Yeah, also
Very
showing.
clever. Wow.
Very cool.
And all he does is he makes YouTube videos and then he sends them to this about page.
And all the good about pages we see, look how clear it is. So break into tech, go hands-on, get job offers, land senior roles, earn more. Just join this. Inside you'll get boom, 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 bonuses, boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
So it's very clear what I'm getting here, what it is and what I'm getting. $99 a month. And, Misha's profile, look, very active.
Yep.
And this is just a common thing we see. Good about page, clear offer, active owner. And, he's doing about 30 grand a month with 3% or less churn. So very low churn, really good income.
Yep.
Cool group. And then funnel is just YouTube to Skool about page for $99 a month. Here's his channel.
So simple. I even saw that video there. You see he's just showing his Skool group and making a video about a win that happened in his group. And that video got more views than the other videos when he just screen shared his Skool group. What an easy way to make content.
Yeah. And you can see, the YouTube channel is about the same thing as the group, right? It's a very common pattern. I swear this is what we're mostly going to see is someone's got an Instagram or a TikTok or a YouTube or maybe all of them.
Yep.
And then just link to a Skool community.
Yeah.
And you can see it's link in bio right here.
Yep.
No fancy funnel. It's just video or channel straight to about page.
Yep.
And works well. Here's this video Kirby was talking about.
It's just a Loom video.
Where he's just walking through the inside. Yeah.
That's great.
And then, link to the Skool community in the description too.
Yep. And there are people crushing it with ads or influencer partnerships, but this model of create content, send to Skool works.
I'm going to get him to 111 likes. Perfect.
It's the full moon as well. No, new moon today.
I think that was on Sunday.
No, yesterday, Monday, I swear.
I have a notification for it when it happens. So, and he also was spotted with Calvin and some monks in Germany. Calvin sent me this pic.
Oh, yeah.
So Calvin held a meetup in school in Germany for schoolers.
Wow.
This isn't all of them. These are, oh my God, look at Hormozy there. Damn. And so, you know, he held a meetup for a bunch of schoolers in Germany.
Yep.
A bunch of people came, but then some people were down to attend this monk thing with Calvin too. We can see multiple schoolers.
Yep. There's Micah. There's Matt Burns, who just paid you $1.
Hey, where's Matt Burns?
There.
I've never seen him in the flesh.
You put an arrow on him.
Oh, that wasn't me. I think that was Calvin.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Um,
In the flesh.
and then, yeah, there's...
There he is.
Yep.
Misha. Misha, I think is the name.
What a legend. Okay, so that's Community Spotlight. Now, we've got a few fun things to run through. We also know you guys want to know stats, and we know that stats and data is going to be huge on Skool. Like, the demand for it is insane. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants more data. What's working? How do I compare? All of this. And we're going to do this a lot more. And we're going to actually just give it to you guys too, so you don't have to wait for a Skool News episode or whatever.
Yep.
So that's on the roadmap too, by the way.
Yeah.
Better dashboards, better data, all of that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But here's a fun stat. Earnings and retention by Myers Briggs type.
For those who don't know, Myers Briggs is like a personality test that you can do where you get some letters that figures out what sort of personality you have.
Yeah. And so, you know, I don't know how accurate this is because there's a bias here towards the type of people that do actually fill out a Myers-Briggs survey and all of that. But based on earnings, the creators that earn the most on Skool, INTJ number one, ENTJ number 2.
Wow.
I'm not surprised about ENTJ because that's the typical entrepreneur kind of
interesting
type.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And you know, this is the ranks.
Yeah. Sorry, ESFJ.
Yeah, but then we looked at, but what about retention?
Ooh.
So, because it's not fair to just look at earnings, right? So we're like, let's look at retention too. And number 1 is ESFJ, which was number 16.
Retention kings and queens.
What's interesting is I thought T's would definitely be the top of earnings because it's like the analysis type.
Okay.
But then I'm not surprised to see an F.
F's like feelers.
Yeah. And also extrovert. Look at the I's. The I's are all at the bottom of retention.
I's introvert.
Because they're not
extrovert.
talking. They're not talking to anybody.
Still earning good money.
Look at the E's
though.
at the top of retention. Oh my God, that's every type of E. The only I that makes it up here is the feeling type.
Interesting. Yeah. Which one are you?
I'm TJ.
Wow.
INTJ. And then for retention, where am I?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
9th. Nice.
Yeah, so a fun stat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the website's 16 personalities. If you Google that, it'll tell you what your thing is.
Yep. And you can put it in your profile, by the way, on Skool. Like, not everyone does it, but here we go.
Yeah.
So you can say what type of Myers-Briggs you are.
He's INTJ. Top earner.
But he's got better churn. So he's not your stereotypical one, apparently.
Nice.
So then I saw this, Poop Scoop Con 2025 IRL meetup.
What?
It actually isn't called Poop Scoop Con. They call it
Poop Scoop Millionaire, is it?
no, they call it Scoop Con. But anyway, we've got this community on Skool called Poop Scoop Millionaire.
Yeah, this is cool. I guess this is another career sort of thing.
Yeah, and this group shows you how to make money scooping poop.
Cool.
They're fully serious. Like, this is a full blown business and community.
That's so cool. I like this because it feels realistic. Like, a lot of the make money things are like, make money and you have to do no effort and you don't have to lift a finger. This is like, make money, but you have to scoop poop. So it makes it way more realistic and believable.
$69.
Yep.
And, you know, clear about page, lots of members. They've got a lot of status, fire, star, crown.
Which means it's more than 30K a month.
Yeah, more than 30 grand a month teaching people how to scoop poop.
Nice.
And anyway, they had their first, inspired by Goose and his world tour,
Oh, nice.
they had their first
Wow.
con.
It's a lot of people. That's so cool.
So they had their first ever conference.
Let's go. Wow, that's amazing.
And they said because of Skool, this is what's like, you know, empowered them to do this, basically.
Let's go. Nice work, Poop Scoop.
Yeah, don't underestimate holding in real life meetups with your community. It doesn't have to be a full-on conference, but just a meetup or something. Yeah.
Go to the beach, go to a coffee shop, go to a park. Doesn't need to be big.
Yeah. And then a small shout out to the Skool support team. These guys behind the scenes, they don't really get enough praise. But if you've ever contacted our support, they're pretty fast.
Yes.
So we averaged about 20 minutes to respond. And that's with 24/7 coverage.
Insane.
So 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Yep.
You know, if you submit a ticket to us, we reply within 20 minutes.
Yes.
That's an average. So if something's extremely complicated, maybe it's a little bit more, but on average. Yeah, so shout out to Sid and Erica who lead that team and all of the other members on the team.
Nice work, City.
Yeah, and it's always a challenge to keep the response time low, to keep the quality high as the volume increases.
Yeah.
So it's always fun, that team. And little shout out here for Doug. He's a Skool OG and he is building houses in Mexico with other schoolers.
This was so cool.
So this is a pinned post right now in the schoolers group. And he said, building community online and in real life, a group of schoolers went down to Mexico this weekend to build a home for a family in need.
Basically the house, like some people pulled out, I think, so he wasn't going to be able to do it. So he made a post in Schoolers and reached out some people using the School Map feature.
Yeah.
And got some people from Schoolers last minute to help build a house and made it happen.
Yeah, so shout out to Ryan Schroep, Haley Schroep, and Elena.
Yeah.
And there's also some others.
Yes.
Lorenzo and his family. I won't say all these names, but shout out to all of these people for going down to Mexico and building this house.
Yeah.
Did they build that house in 2 days?
I think so.
Damn.
And then go to the picture to the right. That's when the Skool merch, shout out Doug wearing the Skool merch and building the house. That's very wholesome.
Amazing.
Yep. More IRL meetups.
Very cool. Where were we? Yeah. And then final point is, you know, we've got some big things coming on the roadmap. We'll pull it up. And we were wondering, like, you know, when native live streaming is being built, that's going to take like a month, maybe a little bit more. And what should we talk about on Skool News, right? When that's happening? Because if we just say, oh, we're building native live streaming, it can get a bit repetitive. So we're going to build a new course live on Skool News.
Whoop, whoop.
Because if I go to the Schoolers classroom, this course here, How Skool Works, is so outdated that people actually ask questions. They're like, hey, how come I don't see this feature or that feature? And it's because that feature's gone like 5 years ago or something. So this course is so out of date that it actually causes issues.
Yeah, we have 2 modules called How Skool Works, and they're different videos, but they're called the same thing. So if anyone ever feels like you need your course to be perfect in order to have a good community,
I reckon that's good. Like, How Skool Works is the name of the course. How Skool Works is this, and then How Skool Works is that. Just call everything How Skool Works. So, yeah, we need to update this. And, you know, we have this thing where we're like, how can I make this fun?
Yep.
Right? And sitting down to make a course is never fun.
Yep.
It might be for some interesting folks, but
some INFJs or some personality type.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, I'm making a whole course. So then we thought, what if we did it one episode at a time, one module at a time, live on Skool News?
Yep.
Right? So the first thing we did is we made an outline of the course, which is always what I would recommend doing if you're ever going to make one. You just write down the pages or the modules, right? Like, what are you going to do?
Yep.
And then we debated this for a while. We're like, oh, this thing needs to be in there, or that thing needs to be in there. Step one is always just coming up with the outline.
Yep.
We think this one's going to be 11 modules long. No module should really be longer than like 10 minutes. There might be one that's 20, but keep them short and to the point. And we think this covers everything people need to know.
Yep.
Like the overall big picture, finding your topic for your group, building version 1. How can I make this fun? We think that, we use this a lot, so we figured we'll share it with you guys too. Getting your first few members. Then once you've got some members, finding your 10 true regulars.
Yep, which is the heart of the community. 10 people create the heart of the community.
Yeah, the 10 people that keep coming back and creating the main experience for pretty much everyone else. Growing your community, monetizing your community, operations, which is like community management and ongoing stuff, support,
Yep.
Expectations and stats. This one I think is big because, I've heard some people say like, oh, I'm thinking about like quitting, and then you ask them why. Oh, because my churn's too high. What's your churn? 3%. Well, I mean, what the fuck? like you have better churn than most software companies.
Yeah.
After 7 years of optimization, and you're just going to quit. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So it's not their fault. It's just that they don't know what to expect, right? Like, what should you set your price as?
Yep.
And then when you do have conversion rate, what is it? Is that good? Is it bad? And then when you do look at your churn, is it good? Is it bad? When you look at your engagement, is it good or is it bad?
Yep.
So we're going to give you all the stats.
Yeah.
Based on price point, based on category, all of that.
That's good.
So that you can benchmark yourself against these.
Yeah.
And if you're below, you can see examples of how to improve.
And if you're doing well, you don't need to focus on that. I've seen people spend weeks on an about page that's converting at 20% in a free group. When if they had just spent that time getting more traffic or serving their members, it would be far more productive than constantly optimizing a great about page.
Yep. And then inspiring examples. So, sometimes it's not like a specific thing someone wants. They're just like, I want to feel inspired. I want to feel some motivation. I want to feel something.
Yep.
And so all you need to do is click on this module and we'll show you back-to-back cool stuff.
Yep.
That'll make you feel good.
And we've had a lot of experience with these things, building successful communities, and we have a lot of data. So hopefully this course is good.
Yeah. And so even when you're building your own course, always try to start with the outline. And then the next thing you try to do is just the bullet points within each module.
Yep.
So we haven't done that yet. I'm just writing this here, like point 1, point 2, point 3. I always aim to have about 5 points per one of these.
I have an idea of what those points could be.
Yeah, well, we're not doing that on this episode.
Point 1 is how Skool works. Point 2 is how Skool works. And point 3 is how Skool works. And point 4 is my quote.
And then we'll just delete that module. So yeah, we're going to actually do this live on Skool News, one at a time. So that way it's going to naturally get distributed to everyone. It'll be made live so it doesn't feel like it's a chore for us.
Yep.
And you guys can come on the journey of making this thing.
Yep.
So in 11 weeks or less, this whole new course should be complete.
And if there's anything you want us to cover, let us know.
Yeah, if there's things you want to see in this course, let us know in the comments or whatever. And yeah, then Skoolers will be pretty bloody good. The training will be fresh and up to date and really good. It'll be really solid training on how to start and grow a community.
Yep.
The calendar, we've got the weekly Skool News calls.
Yep.
Right? The map, the games, the merch. It's pretty solid.
Just wait for the secret project.
And of course, the secret project.
Oh, you guys have no idea.
But that's just going to make it 10 times better.
Literally 10 times better.
Yep. So that's it for Skool News today. See you later.